I can't hide from my feelings. I try, but I can't because they always come back. They're always there underneath what I'm trying to do to pretend that they're not there. They're always there, and it's scary. It's really scary. It's really scary. It's like going into the dark cave, and that's when you battle the master. The, the I guess you could say an evil master, you know, because who put those feelings there? Who 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 put the thoughts in my head? Who conditioned me to be sad? Who conditioned me to be fearful of love, of fear itself, um, all kinds of stuff. Children are magical. Um, who who could? My parents are children. Um, I was their therapist for a long time, and I ain't doing that shit anymore. Um, I'm not their parent. I'm not their parent. Um, my mom's a little girl. My dad's a little boy in adult bodies, and that's dangerous. It's not fun and games. It's dangerous. Um, Danger to themselves, danger to others. Talk about who belongs in a psychiatric hospital. My parents, more than me. The identified patient thing. To where that's me. That was me. And you go and see therapists, morons. Most of them are morons because they're on the side of the parent because they haven't even dealt with their own parental issues. Um, I'm seeing one right now. I have my case manager, and it's like it's fucking ridiculous how he's minimizing who my mother is, what she does. He finds every excuse, and it's obvious because he hasn't looked at his own childhood, and he's constantly talking about his family to I overhear it to other people and stuff like that. He's a builds up this thing. It's a fake image, you know, and there's so many fake images, in the world. And when you burst that bubble, people are not going to like that. They're going to be upset. They're going to be pissed off. They're going to call you names. It's not just, it's so many things. And you could call it narcissism. You can call it a lot of things, a lot of different labels and stuff. You know, it goes back to childhood. It goes back to being traumatized. And it's more common than everybody thinks. And there's these whole societies where you worship your parent. That's very fucking unhealthy. Children are individuals, okay? They are their own people. They're not property. They're not slaves. When are children going to be treated with respect? Um, because children aren't taken seriously as serious people, which they are. Children are smarter than most adults, honestly, from what I found. There's a lot of wisdom in children. They're really smart and they're really inquisitive, and that's like how their brains work. And it gets hammered out of them. And it's not just parents, it's teachers, it's organizations, and they hammer the love of learning and love. They just need some guidance and stuff, you know? And unfortunately, the people guiding them are damaged and, themselves by their parents and by organizations. And, it's that thing, it's that cycle. And how many people think that they break the cycle? How many people say, I'm nothing like my parents? Or they build these lies, but they don't do the work. They're content with, that's what my dad thinks. But he's stagnated. But he's saying he's done the work. But he's emotionally a child, not even 10 years old. And it's sad because he has potential, and everybody has potential. And it's sad that people are stuck with their comfort, you know, and it's hard. It's hard for me. There are times I want to be comfortable, and there are times I stay in my comfort zone, and there are times I'm afraid and I'm scared and I don't want to go into the cave. But there's no other choice once you see the light. You have to claim your place in the sun, as Terence McKenna said. Um, it's not, freedom isn't just given to you. You have to take it. My arm hurts from holding my phone. So this was my impassioned speech. And it's mostly to myself. I'm talking to myself here. There's an invisible audience that I have in my brain, but it's mostly just me talking to myself and working things out. And I don't, it's nice to have those comments. It's nice that when people say nice things and try to connect. I think that's really what I should work on, is being connected to people, to myself, to my immediate experience, because I'm very, perhaps as you could tell, heady, or in my head, and it's like I have a body. I gotta go poop, and I eat food, and I cry, and these defense mechanisms are there to protect me. Also, they're not evil or bad. They're ingenious. My body is a genius, and my body knows, the trauma is stored in there, and my gifts are stored in there, and the healing is stored in there. And sometimes I lose sight of that. I seek it outside of myself. Maybe if I read this book, maybe if I, do this or that, and I forget. It's scary when it's up to you. It's just up to you. Up to me, I'll speak for myself. It's just up to me. Essentially, I'm on my own journey, and nobody else could really, in a sense, in the sense that I'm talking about in this context, but I think it is important to connect to people. That's really the missing puzzle piece, or that's a big puzzle in the. That's a big puzzle piece in the puzzle. Is connecting with people, because I can connect to myself. I've done it a lot of times, and I think connecting to people helps me connect to myself, because people see something in me that I don't see in myself, and people, I get solipsistic. Like I'm the only person, and I lose sight that there are other people like me. I feel like nobody can understand sometimes. That's a common teenager thing for a reason, because teenagers feel unseen. I know I felt unseen. I know I felt invisible. The reason why I make so many videos is to be seen. That's one reason. Um, so I wonder. I think I can go longer than 10 minutes. You know, I'll just go a little bit longer because I feel like I have to get it off my chest, and I don't. Sometimes my parents are in my head, and they are restrictive of stupid shit. Basic. You can't be a human anymore in society, and a lot of parents. You just can't be yourself. We're human beings. I'm a human being. I'm a human being. I'm a human being. I cry and I'm sad and I'm afraid and I'm lonely and I'm hopeful. It's not two dimensional. Children aren't two dimensional. You can't just tell them to go to their rooms when they're emotional. You have to listen to them and care for them. And I never got that. It's a crime. I wish I didn't have to deal with this shit. I just want to live life. And I can, but it's hard sometimes. It's hard when I feel alone. I mean, it's that, I think if I just had a little help, and I have a therapist, I mean, um, just get out into the world and meet people would help so much because I wouldn't feel alone. And it's it sometimes it's self-imposed. I'm scared of connecting to people. As much as I make that effort, am making that effort to be open and to connect. Sometimes I have that fear or something stopping me that's in the way. Um, I have a stutter sometimes. Um, I feel lightheaded. Don't even feel in my body. I'm having to feel my back on the bed. I'm having to feel my hand on the phone. The voice coming out of my lips. Uh, my eyes on the screen. And I'm here. I'm here in my bed. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm in my bed and I know, okay, no one's gonna hurt me. Sometimes I, I even if I don't feel like crying, I'll just try to cry because I know I've just held it in for my whole life. I had to pretend. So this is video. Thank you for watching, and um, I'm gonna go. Okay. Bye.